Welcome to Beyond the Campfire, the Dead by Daylight podcast where we dive into the stories, secrets, and strategies behind the horrors and heroes within the fog. My name is Dogbomb, and I am joined by my co-host, Lemon. Hello, Lemon.
Hi, Dogbomb. How are you?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah,
Not too
I'm
bad.
pretty good. Pretty good. We're in the middle of World Cup season. Are you getting excited for the World Cup?
Yes, and I'm so excited that we are going to play you guys on Saturday.
Denmark aren't in the World Cup, are they?
Oh, no, the other us, Norway.
Oh, the other us. I see.
Well,
That's how it is.
we belong together. Do you want some numbers on when we were one country? Like, we're the same. Like, when you
were you
say
one
Denmark,
country?
you say Norway. What?
When were you one country?
Oh, it's a few years ago.
A few years ago.
Yeah.
So probably before the World Cup started, right?
Well, yeah, maybe.
You can't just pick and
But-
choose.
Oh my God. Erling Haaland? I'm Norwegian all the way. Hi, yeah, Norge.
I saw him getting cuddled off a princess.
What?
He got cuddled off a princess.
A princess?
The future Norwegian queen cuddled him in the changing rooms. He had no shirt on. Look it up, Lemon. Look it up. I'll put it in the show notes if I remember.
Well, that was not during the World Cup.
It was?
No, he has a girlfriend.
No. This has happened recently.
But she just got home from Australia.
This has happened recently. Look it up. Check it up.
Our
Anyway, this is
crown
not
princess?
This is not a World Cup podcast. So we need to talk about Dead by Daylight. Lemon, do you remember what your question was last week?
My question last week was if you had other names for the characters in the game than the real legal name.
You specifically said killers.
I did? Oh.
You did, yeah. You specifically said killers. And yes, I do. But
You do?
most of them are because of you.
Oh.
Most of them because I play with games with you. I do have lots of different names. For example, Swedish Nail Lady, because I play with you.
Yes.
But also I have names like Old Backwards Knees, because I play with Ginge. That's Ginge.
Is it?
Yeah.
I thought that was Chainsaw.
No, that's Ginge. And yeah, lots of different names for different characters. But they're I don't come up with very many of the names. They come from people I play with. Now I'm going to ask you the same question
For you.
Go on.
If I'm going to expand the question to also including survivors, do you remember one you have a name for?
A survivor I have a name for?
Yeah.
No.
There is a survivor you call the Plum Picker.
Oh yeah, there is a survivor I call the Plum Picker.
Do you want to tell us more about that?
Adam Francis.
This week's character.
I'm looking forward to hearing about his lore, where he was a plum picker, and then he got dragged into the fog. I'm excited.
Cool.
I'm sure you'll tell us more. Do you have any alternative names for killers?
Yes, and I had to write them down so I didn't miss anyone. So, should I just start from one end?
How about you say the name of the killer that you have? I will leave a little gap for the people at home to try and guess, and then I will tell them who it is.
Okay, so I'm going to start with Ding Dong.
That's an easy one, I think. That is Race.
Yes. The next on my list is Turtleneck Guy.
Turtleneck Guy is a little bit trickier, but that is the Hillbilly.
Yeah. Then we have double skin face. I haven't used that for a long, long time.
Double-skinned face. I have not heard you ever say ever,
Yeah.
but I know how your brain works, and that is Bubba.
Yeah, but it has been years.
I don't remember it.
Maybe I said extra skin face?
Maybe.
Maybe. Then we have crazy hair lady.
Crazy hair lady. That is our friend the spirit.
Yeah. Then there is, of course, what I assume everybody called this character, vomit lady.
Vomit lady's an easy one. I think everybody would know that was the plague.
Then we have bumhole guy.
That one's a little bit more obtuse. But that is the Demogorgon.
Then we have gun dude.
Gun dude's easy. Death Slinger.
Then we have drunk dude.
Drunk dude is an interesting one, and people might not get this one, but it is Blight.
Then we have, and I don't know why I love the word dude, but I do. K-pop dude.
K-pop dude, that is an easy one. That's Trickster.
Then we have bird lady.
Another easy one, that is the artist.
TV girl.
Easy, that is Onryo.
Logger guy.
Locker guy. I think that's a little trickier. That is
Oh, you do?
Dredge. However, yeah, I think that one's a little bit trickier.
And then we have what you mentioned, sweetie snail lady.
Now that one's a tough one, but I'll give people a little moment to work this one out. That is our good friend, the Skull Merchant.
Then we have new guy.
This is the most difficult. I think this is the most difficult out of all of them. New guy is your friend of mine, Singularity.
Then we have dice guy.
I think that one's straightforward. That is Vecna the Lich.
Then we have Tokyo tentacle guy.
Tokyo Tentacle guy is fairly straightforward. That's Ghoul.
And then there is ew 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 lady.
Oh, ooh, lady. Hang on. See, because you would think plague, wouldn't you? But ooh is the Krasu.
You are correct.
I know.
Oh
I
my
have to
God.
remember all of these because at the beginning of a game, you often get in chase, and I say, "Who is it?" And you say, "Oh, it's new guy," and I have to then rack my brain from, I don't know, 8 killers ago to remember that new guy is Singularity, for example.
Well, you got an A+ in
Thank
speaking
you.
lemon.
In lemon,
Yeah,
delicious
well
speak.
done.
Thank you. My question was, outside of the game, what is your favorite sound? Do you have a favorite sound, Lemon, that makes you smile?
This week, it would have been the sound of birds because
Mhm.
we have had so many storms. Even today have been like super windy. And then there is no birds. The birds disappear.
Mm.
So I have been missing the early birds that wakes me up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh. Will they come back? They should come back, right?
Yeah, because when it gets quiet outside, they do start to beep, beep, beep. But yeah, birds.
No. My favorite sound is laughter. I love the sound of
Aw.
people laughing. Particularly, do you know, like when you first meet someone and
Yeah?
you start talking to them, I always get really curious as to what they sound like when they laugh.
Oh.
I have this desire to make people laugh. And so I will often go out my way when I get to know someone and I'm a bit comfortable around them, I often go out my way to try and make that person like laugh. And then, but not just like polite laugh. No. like really make them from the bottom of their soul kind of, my tummy is hurting and I need to
Belly laugh.
piss. Yeah, that kind of like, oh my God, stop laugh. Because that's the real laugh.
It
People have two
is.
laughs. People have a polite laugh.
Mm.
And then everybody has this kind of guttural, Jesus, I can hardly breathe laugh. And that's the laugh I want to hear. And I love it. I love making people laugh. I love hearing people laugh for the first time. I love working out what makes people smile.
It's lucky you're a funny guy.
Well, I'm funny looking, so that helps.
Well, you make me laugh a lot.
What have you been playing this week?
I have been playing Dead by Daylight
Any good games?
and um I don't feel like there's any games that like stood out this week
Mm,
of my
we've had
games.
a lot of the event. That's been mostly playing the event this week.
Yeah, I have only played the
Uh,
event. But
yeah,
yeah,
it's good. I'm enjoying the event, especially as a team. But
yeah. I feel like there have been a few stinky killers
mm,
camping on Hook, but well,
they exist
yeah,
inside and outside of the event.
exactly. How about you? What have you been playing?
Yeah, I've been playing DVD. I've been playing the event. We spoke last week after my stream, so I did killer games.
Mm.
Didn't mind it actually. I did a few killer games on Saturday. Everybody had gone to sleep, and I was on my own, so I played a few killer games while the England game. I don't know if you know, but we did win. Um, so now we're in the last 16 teams. But yeah. So I watched that game while playing Dead by Daylight. And yeah, quite enjoyed. I mostly played Freddy, funnily enough. So yeah, quite enjoyed playing Freddy off stream. Um, Outside of Dead by Daylight, we've played some Mecha Chameleon is the big hit at the moment amongst our online games, and we also played some First Class Trouble,
Oh, that's true. I forgot that.
which was good fun. That is like an Among Us style game set in an alternative 1920s space lodge. It's a strange concept, but I really like it. It was fun.
It
Really
feels
good
a bit
fun.
more grown up than Among Us.
Yeah, it's a lot more grown up than Among Us. You don't get many children playing this one. Um, and then today I've been addicted to a clicker game called Burb,
But
which is all about a pigeon who collects popcorn. That's all I'm going to say about it because it is my current addiction.
it eats popcorn or collects popcorn.
It collects and eats popcorn.
Oh, fascinating.
Mm. Anyway, we did ask those questions last week and we have got some listener comments. So we had a comment on the previous week's episode, Kate Denson, which we missed out on last week. It was from the Terabyte, who said, "Great episode, Dogbomb and Lemon. Nice that there's a little positivity with Kate being in DVD." For Lemon's question, I used to play bass guitar when I was young and had a few synthesizers when I got older. One of my favorite moments of playing bass came from playing the Mortal Kombat theme. This was part of a school project we did in Sweden,
Ew.
and it was very fun. Sweden mentioned.
I can no longer play games with the terabyte.
For Dogbomb's question, DVD is full of cool imagery that could be used to make great tattoos. Maybe a perk or killer icon could be good. I agree. We got another question on Kate from Disco DH, who said, "Great pod as usual. I am learning to play piano, which I enjoy. Good stuff. Keep that up." Tattoo. At the moment, I only have one tattoo, which is a generic cross. I have, however, been contemplating and thinking of a montage of killers that I use on my arm like a sleeve or half sleeve, containing my mane, the hag, the clown, trapper, all in the original DVD original skin/art. Not sure if I'll ever get this done, but I do like the idea.
It sounds cool.
It does sound cool. You should get it done, Disco. You should. You only live once.
And
It's
send
your
us
skin.
picture.
Absolutely send us pictures. On this week's episode, The Spirit, we got comments from Shadowloo. That was another great episode. For the questions of killer names like The Spirit, we call them the kettle. Because when we hear her power, we say, the kettle is boiling. That's good. I like that. But the best one we did, calling the shape Michael Lewis, the real estate agent. Because I got jump scared by him and called him Michael Lewis. What?
What?
Michael Lewis. I don't know. I like it though. I'm going to start calling him Michael Lewis. My favorite sound is a crackling fire on a bonfire. Just relax. Very nice.
Oh, that is a good sound.
Shadowloo also said, a question for you both. This is interesting. I was wondering whether we should do like a Q&A episode at some point, Lemon, but for now, we'll answer questions that people ask us. A question for you both is, if you had to have a DBD killer as a roommate, who would it be and why?
That is a tough question.
Hmm.
Um,
I have an answer.
you have?
Yeah, I think I would be roomies with Swedish Nail Lady or the Skull Merchant. I just think she's got lots of cool tech. Should be rich and should.
But so does New Guy.
No, but the new guy's a robot.
He has tech.
He's clanky. Clinky, clanky, clinky, clanky. Imagine that waking you up.
True.
How about you?
I can't pick one. Oni. I'm picking Oni. Maybe Wesker. Oni or Wesker.
Why don't you have two?
No,
Why
I don't
don't you
want
have
the
two
twins.
roommates?
No, thank you.
We had a comment from Nighthair who said, for the level of love I have for Spirit's lore matches the level of hate of playing her. Interesting. For the question, I want to start with my favorite sound, and that's the ding sound of Dr. Darling's tapes from my favorite game, Control. I have never played Control, but that makes me want to play it. I will add that to the list. For nicknames, there are so many. I'm going to say them and see if you can guess what they are, Lemon. Are you ready?
Oh, perfect.
Dog.
Houndmaster.
Nope. Demogorgon.
What?
White Man Jump Scare.
Michael?
Nope. Springtrap. Who we call Stinky Bunny, and that is a ginger one.
But that's not me.
And my absolute favorite is, you ready for this one? See if you can guess this. 7 minutes. 7 minutes is all I can spare to play. Yes, to play with you.
Oh my god.
I feel like by the time you've said who the killer is to your teammates, somebody will have been caught by the time you finish his entire quote. As always, love your podcast. Right now, I'm on a Laurie episode. Excited for the next one. Well, thank you.
Aww.
Kind words. Disco DH gave us a comment on last week's as well. It said, wow, what an episode about the Spirit. I do find her hard to play, but the sounds and movements she does make her really creepy. When it comes to names, the only one I really say, and it's only for a laugh, is the Wraith. I call him the Bellend.
The bell?
The Bellend.
I don't get it.
I'll explain after the podcast why that's amusing. Favorite sounds are a really deep bass sound when listening to music, or the sound of running water in nature, like the sea or a waterfall.
That is good sounds. I do like the sea.
Makes me want to pee. And our last comment this week is from Windle or Drunk David, who says, Lemon, you should stream Resident Evil 2.
Uh-oh. Should I?
Well, should you? You should. I mean, Drunk David says you should.
Well, he is my, he does watch the scary movies with me.
There you
So,
are. Sorted.
making a note, Drunk David. I'm writing right now. Right.
In terms of game news this week, it's very light. We still have the event running, but alongside the event, we have La Fogota, which is Spanish for the campfire. And it's something that Dead by Daylight celebrate every year, and we end up with some rewards because of it. So it's quite nice to have that. It's nice that we celebrate things globally, and yeah, thank you, Dead by Daylight, for doing that. They have also started their Design a Cosmetic contest for 2026. This is always incredible. It's so cool to follow along with on their socials. I love seeing all of the creativity. We get so many missed opportunities every year. Every year, I always look for the ace costumes to see who's come up with something interesting. But we always get them in the rifts. They always eventually come to the rifts, those that are chosen, and it's good to see the artists get some recognition as well.
And if, by any chance, somebody from Behavior is listening to this, could you please include other countries? Because we are creative too. We have cool design ideas too. So please include us.
And they published their roadmap for the coming weeks. So the things that we have to look forward to is on July the 14th, we are getting that Eddie skin for the Huntress, which is kind of cool. The Black Banquet is ending soon too. And then on July the 21st, we are getting a new Rift Pass. Hooray!
Yay!
It's my favorite day, Rift Pass Day, when we get up to look through everything that is to come.
Yes.
I finished the current Rift months ago, and now I got something else to work towards. They are also doing a community stream on the 23rd, which should include a few more information and tidbits from the big news announcement that they did at the 10th anniversary. We're getting some additions to the Waterfront Massacre collection on the 28th. The 28th also starts the Summer Screams event, which we've not heard anything about.
That sounds fun.
On the end of this month, it will be Into the Rainbow, the Dead by Daylight celebration of LGBTQIA+,
Yay.
and all that entails. And on that, I seen a little bit of a leak today, Lemon.
Please share.
I'm always reticent to share leaks because I'm not sure how
Then
real
share
they
after
are.
we have recorded.
But I will say, anyone who is a fan of any of the LGBTQ characters already in game, I think you will be very, very happy if they are your mains.
Oh?
So yeah, if it's true, we're getting a bunch of banners. We're getting some icon. We're getting one icon that I saw. Oh, which you will like.
Oh?
Just saying.
Oh?
Maurice.
Aw.
And we are getting some charms. All very exciting stuff. However, that is in the weeks to come. This week, we are focusing on the self-reliance, the skill checks, and the stubborn survival of Adam Francis.
So this week we are talking about Adam Francis. And Adam is one of those stories that feels a little quieter than some of the others in Dead by Daylight. But honestly, I think that makes it hit harder. Because Adam doesn't have this huge dramatic life before the fog. He's not some celebrity. He's not a criminal. He's not wrapped up in a big supernatural mess. He's just a man who worked really, really hard to build a life for himself and then had it taken away. Adam was born in Rollington Town in Kingston, Jamaica. And when you look at a map, it's in like the southeast part of Kingston, very close to the water. But Adam's life starts with a loss very early on because his father dies in a car accident when Adam is only 2 years old. So before he's even old enough to really know his father, that relationship is already gone from his life. After that, Adam is taken in by his uncle, who raises him. And his uncle is described as being strict but fair. And I think that's really important part of Adam's story because it sounds like his uncle shaped a lot of the person Adam would become. He raised him to value education, and that clearly sticks with Adam for the rest of his life. Because for Adam, education is just not school. It becomes his whole path in life. It's what drives him, what gives him purpose, and eventually what takes him across the world. When Adam goes to Kingston College, he discovers his father's published works. And I really love that detail in his story because it feels like this very quiet but meaningful connection to the father he lost so young. He didn't really get to know him in life, but he gets to find a part of him through his writing. And that discovery sparks Adam's passion for literature. So now we have Adam as this shy, bookish teenager that is really drawn to literature and education. But unfortunately for him, his campus is known more for athletics than academics. This means Adam, with his nose in a book, is basically the perfect target for bullies. And that is exactly what happens. He gets picked on, and the bio makes it pretty clear that college isn't some soft or easy time for him. But I do like the way Adam's story handles that, because it doesn't turn him into some action hero. He just learns to defend himself in the middle of all of it. And it's also during those college years that Adam starts imagining a life for himself somewhere else. While his close friends are moving towards the music industry, Adam follows a different path. His grades are good enough for him to get into higher education, and he sees that there is a demand for teachers abroad. So, after graduating from university, Adam starts teaching extra classes so he can afford the fees he needs to apply for a position overseas. And I really like this part of his story because it feels so very grounded. It's not glamorous at all. It's long commutes, piles of grading, lesson plans late at night, early classes, and just working constantly to make this bigger goal happen. He's not handed a new life. He has to build it himself, one exhausting day at a time. After about a year of that, he finally managed to apply for a position abroad. And his first plane trip takes him all the way to southern Japan for a fresh start. And this is where Adam's story becomes one of those starting over in a completely different place stories. Because he ends up in Kagoshima. And life there is not easy at first. His Japanese is only elementary, and even basic daily things becomes difficult. Buying groceries takes forever. Long commutes have to be carefully planned. And even his lesson plan rely on Japanese notations that he has to learn. It's not dramatic in a horror way, but it's still hard. It is that very human kind of struggle where everything takes more energy because you're trying to function in a place that still feels unfamiliar. Adam is not just learning a new job. He's learning to live an entirely new life in a country far away from home. But the nice thing is, it starts getting better. After a few months, Adam finds his rhythm, and honestly, I think this is one of the reasons his law works so well. Because you really get the sense that he's building something good for himself. He reflects on it one morning while he's on the train to work. He no longer has to stare at maps trying to figure out the kanji. He knows his way around. His language skills have improved. He feels connected to his students. And in the weekends, he treats himself to a nice restaurant. And he has even planned his first vacation ever. So for once, Adam is in a good place. He has done the hard part. He survived the difficult beginning. He adjusted. And life is finally starting to feel settled. And of course, because of Dead by Daylight, that is exactly when everything goes horribly wrong. One morning, while he's riding the train to work and reflecting on how much better life has become, Adam's world suddenly slows down. The rail hiss. Bags are starting to fly everywhere, and the floor begins to shake. And then the train crashes. Adam is thrown forward as the train flips upside down. He lands on a window, and then he sees an unhinged door flying towards another passenger, a young girl. And Adam reacts instantly. He rolls over so that the door will hit him instead of her. And I think that moment tells you everything you need to know about Adam Francis. Because even in the middle of a complete chaos, even in a moment where he's also in danger, his first instinct is still to protect someone else. He doesn't hesitate. He sees someone about to be hurt, and he puts himself in the way. He shuts his eyes and braces for the impact. But the impact never comes. Instead, when he opens his eyes, there is nothing but darkness. A heavy fog has swallowed the train. Ice seems to spread through his body, starting at his lips, then his fingertips, and then down through his legs. Then he hears this warm hum in the darkness, this whisper pulling him in, and Adam closes his eyes and drifts away. And that is it. That's the moment Adam Francis is taken by the fog. What I really like about the end of Adam's Law is how eerie it is. It starts with something very physical and violent. This horrifying train derailment, and then suddenly becomes quiet, too quiet. No big monster reveals, no fight, no last words, just darkness. The cold and the hum of the fog. And then Adam disappearing out of the world entirely. Back in the real world, no one actually knows what happened to him. The teachers at his school see the train derailment and the news, and they assume the worst have happened to Adam. His bag is found at the crash site, but his body is never recovered. And that last part of his story is maybe the saddest bit, because Adam's uncle, the man who raised him, still believes Adam survived the crash and simply disappeared somewhere. But still alive. He doesn't know the truth. He doesn't know Adam was taken by the entity. He doesn't know he is trapped in the fog. As far as he knows, Adam is just gone. I think that's why Adam's story works so well for me. It's not a loud lore. It's not built around some huge twist or massive spectacle. It's the story of someone who loses his father young, is raised by a strict but fair uncle, finds a connection to his father through literature. He works hard, gets bullied. He pushes through, becomes a teacher, and builds a new life for himself in another country. He worked for that life. He earned that life. He struggled for that life. And just when he finally gets to a point where he's comfortable, where he knows where he is going, where he's connected to his students and planning little nice things for himself, that is when the fog takes him. And there's just something really cruel about that. Because Adam doesn't just lose his life, he loses the future he spent years on building. So, Adam Francis, at least to me, feels like one of those survivors whose story is really about endurance. He's not the loudest character in Dead by Daylight, but he's one of those people who just keeps going through grief, through bullying, through overwork, through moving across the world and having to rebuild everything from scratch. Adam keeps going until he finally finds his footing. And then one ordinary morning, on a train to work, the fog takes him before anyone can ever find him again. That was Adam.
Is there any videos with Adam?
No,
Any
there's
further
not.
information we have?
No. So after hearing this, do you see some similarities to the spirit?
Not really, no. What do you think the link between Adam and the spirit is?
Well, besides both of them, is happening in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
The spirit had a father who was first thought of being a killer.
Mm-hmm.
Could Adam's father have been thought of being a survivor before Adam?
Ooh. I don't know. I
It
do
was
have some interesting trivia on Adam when we get to it.
because that was just like a loose thought I got that they both had that. Well, in Adam's story, his mother does not exist.
Mm.
In the spirit story, the mother didn't really have that big like she didn't form the story. She was a big
Yeah.
deal to the spirit, but she wasn't like the one making
Mm-hmm.
the and then they both have this father that
So you think they both have strong fatherly connections?
I feel like there's something there. There's
Interesting.
something.
Interesting.
Also, his father, Adam's father, died in a car
Mm-hmm.
crash. Adam
Mm-hmm.
gets taken in a train crash.
Mm-hmm.
Could there be something there?
I
I
don't
had
know.
maybe thought too much about this because there is no tome this week.
That is okay. It's okay to think and conjecture and, come up with your own theories.
But please tell
Uh,
me some trivia and a bit about Adam's perks.
well, let me tell you a bit about Adam's perks. Adam is a survivor, as you can tell from the law there, built around self sufficiency, doing more with less, not needing his teammates to bail him out, and keeping the team healthy through skill and patience rather than raw speed. As Lemon said, he is a Jamaican-born literature teacher who relocated to Japan, and his perk kit kind of reflects who he is. He's a man who worked hard, who backed himself, and made the most of every situation. He has Autodidact, which rewards practice and persistence, Deliverance, putting the team first before looking after yourself, and Diversion, giving presence of mind under pressure. None of these perks are flashy in the same way that Dead Hard or Adrenaline may be, but he doesn't have a perk that needs to save him in a single moment. He has a kit that rewards smart, consistent play. And that is harder than most people give him credit for. Now, the trivia. He was introduced alongside Spirit in Chapter 9, Shattered Bloodline. And his development name was Adam Denson.
Benson.
Denson. So there may have been some kind of scrapped lore connection to Kate Denson from the previous chapter. And now, if you remember Kate, she was scrapped from Bubba.
Yeah.
So maybe they had a whole lore package built in around Kate and Adam. And I don't know, Bubba. I have no idea what they were thinking, but yeah, that was his in development name, Adam Denson. Also, it's worth bearing in mind the name of the chapter here, Shattered Bloodline. That goes along with your theory, Lemon. The
Yeah,
bloodline of
true.
Adam and the bloodline of Spirit, and as we know, Oni. Other pieces of trivia also relate to law, by the way. During a trip to South Korea with his students, Adam attended a concert to go and see The Trickster.
Excuse me, what?
Yeah, they went to see the trickster.
Why didn't they put that into the law?
Well, I think that's in the trickster's law. I think that's yet to come, Lemon.
Oh, okay. I'll be patient.
Mm. His facial model and texture were part of the Realm Beyond graphical rework. His early versions looked much different, but not much other trivia on Adam. Let's learn about his perks. He has 3 unique perks. We've already touched on them, but they are in alphabetical order. Autodidact. Autodidact starts the trial with a minus 15% progression penalty for skill checks while you're healing other survivors without a first aid kit or med kit. There are no great healing skill checks. When you succeed a skill check when you're healing another survivor, you gain a token, up to a maximum of 5 tokens. Every token gives you 15% healing progress on a successful good skill check, up to a maximum of 60%. It can't be used with a medkit. It is only used when healing with your hands. Every successful healing skill check, once you have the 5 tokens, gives you 60% progress, a massive burst that can bring a survivor from injured to healthy almost instantly if you land the skill check. And it can heal that dying survivor off the ground impressively fast. Initially, the penalty was minus 25, down to minus 15 at 0 tokens, but they have since changed that. It also pairs incredibly well with Solidarity. Solidarity heals you simultaneously when you're healing another survivor, and with enough tokens, both of you can recover very quickly from a single skill check hit. Autodidact is best in altruistic healing builds when you want to be healing regularly without that medkit in hand. It can also counter a lot of killer perks, Sloppy Butcher, Mangled, Coulrophobia. The slower healing speed benefits Autodidact because it increases the chance of getting those skill checks. However, it is very variable. Skill checks are random. You can go through several heals without any skill checks appearing at all. If they do trigger, it feels brilliant, but if they do not trigger, it can feel rubbish. You are healing super slow for nothing. Works better in longer matches for that reason. Any time when you have time to accumulate those tokens, you can snowball an end game with Autodidact. Lemon, have you ever used Autodidact or been on the end of Autodidact?
I have been on the end of Autodidact, but I
Yeah,
have
you
not used
have.
it myself because those skill checks, oh my god, they're so random.
They are pretty random. Yeah, I used to use it an awful lot, actually, Autodidact. I think I was swayed by Slate. Slate used to use it a lot. No longer really uses it, Slate. I think it's a bit too inconsistent for him, and the same for me. I don't run it very much these days. Our good friend Terabyte runs it.
Yeah, I noticed.
Um, yeah, I like it
He's
when he
very
runs it.
excited about it also.
He
I love
does. He
that.
does. I wish he would heal more
Yeah.
when he had it. But yes, I feel like when you have it, you kind of have to go all out and just be a healer. Get off the
Yeah,
gens quickly and go
but
grab people and heal them.
then again, just his excitement for the perk when it like pops, it's just everything. I love it.
Yeah, yeah, it is everything. It is everything. That's one of the reasons why people run Autodidact, to be fair. Adam's second perk is Deliverance. After performing a safe hook rescue on another survivor, Deliverance will activate. When it's active, you have the ability to perform a guaranteed successful self unhook at any point in your first hook stage. Causes you to be broken for 60 seconds after unhooking yourself. And it cannot be used during the second hook stage or if you are the last survivor alive. And deactivates after use. This is an incredibly strong perk. It was so strong and prominent that competitive play have had discussions about this perk. They have discussions about a lot of perks, to be fair. But they were discussing whether this should be counted as 2 perks instead of just 1. Broken means that you cannot be healed for the duration. So while you've freed yourself, you are very, very vulnerable. So the timing is everything with this. And a subtle but very, very important rule is it applies its broken penalty even if you self unhook because of the anti camp feature. So if a killer stays near you and you unhook after the anti camp bar is full, you are still going to be broken. So you can't game the perk in that way. This perk takes priority over Wicked if you are running both Wicked and Deliverance at the same time, and you are hooked in the basement. This perk will take priority, so you will still be broken for that. There is that activation requirement where you have to safely unhook someone first. That has to be a safe unhook. They have to be able to leave the hook safely without being hit again. It can be incredibly strong when you are playing in solo queue. You can't always count on another teammate coming to unhook you. So this can give you an unhook on that first hook. It's a bit of an insurance policy in that regard and is going to work regardless of your team's coordination if you can get an unhook before you go on a hook. It pairs super well with Off the Record, giving you a little bit of extra endurance after being unhooked, giving you a brief window of safety while you are broken. In a Swift, if you are playing with your friends, it's slightly less valuable because you can coordinate on hooks by using comms. So you don't need to rely on self unhooks so much. It can still be super strong, and especially at end game again, if you get hooked and you know that you can self unhook, it can be super strong. Lemon, have you ever used Deliverance?
No, I have not. Also, I
Oh,
don't think I'm
it's
going to because, like, if I get hooked as the first person, I can't use it because I haven't unhooked anyone. But
correct.
I
Yeah,
also spend it on the first hook.
it's
Like,
a waste. Yeah, it's a waste of
yeah,
a perk in that sense. Yeah.
yeah. So, no, thank you. Do you use it?
I have. Yeah, I definitely have. I used it, and we always play a game before we record this, and I basically ran Adept Adam,
Oh,
and I had it for that game. I didn't actually use it in that game, but it was ready to pop if I needed it. So yeah, it's a fun perk. It can really, really make an exciting end game if you haven't been hooked all game and you can take a hit and take it down to save someone and know that you can get yourself off hook. The only thing with that though is if all the other teammates leave
then
and
you're
you're
stuck.
hooked, yeah, you are the last person alive. You can't unhook. So you need to hope that if it's down to 2, that other person stays in to give you the chance to unhook.
I think there's too many what if in that perk for me to use it.
I understand. I understand. Yeah, absolutely. His third perk, Diversion, or often known to players as the Pebble. After staying in the terror radius for 20 seconds without being in chase, Diversion will activate. While it's active, you can press the ability button while crouched and motionless to throw a pebble in the direction you are facing. It creates a distraction 20 meters away, wherever it lands. The distraction creates loud noise notifications and creates fake scratch marks where it lands. Then diversion deactivates, and you can start to build up the timer again. The timer does not activate while you are affected by obliviousness. Back in the day, this did not used to give fake scratch marks, and killers which were experienced could easily tell that you'd used this. The scratch marks help a lot. If you use it alongside fixated, which shows you your own scratch marks, this will also show you what the fake scratch marks look like at the landing zone of diversion, so that can be handy. And obliviousness can kill this perk. If you're up against someone like the Nightmare, or you have Hex Plaything out there, your timer is not going to build, and it's got to absolutely neuter the perk. This perk is a genuine mind game. Combination of loud noises and scratch marks can send a killer completely in the wrong direction, completely looking in the wrong lockers, and it can be really good if you're in a loop and you're trying to break line of sight. It does require you to be crouched and motionless, so it's not really mid-chase perk, but you can if you can plan it and prepare it properly. It's best against killers who rely heavily on audio and tracking rather than aura reading. So anybody who's using barbecue or nowhere to hide can still just see where you are through walls. It's not going to work against them. So you need to be careful of that. But that 20-second timer to build it up is not very long to wait. So you can use a lot of pebbles in the game. And I have been against a team that all had pebbles, and it makes for a very noisy game and annoying game. Have you used it, Lemon? Have you been against it? Have you seen it? Have you seen other players use
I
it?
have not used it myself.
Hmm.
I do not play killers, so I have not been up against it. But I did notice you using it in that game we had before we started recording.
Mm.
You throw
And it
that pebbles left and right.
it does work. It does work. We were on Saloon and we were down to the last two. I saw where my teammate had gone down, and I threw the pebble at the lockers around the back of Saloon, and then ran around the outside. And Wesker ran straight through, checking the lockers, and I managed to escape. I managed to get the hatch by
Poor
using diversion.
Whisker.
Oh, but it's a bit wild. I've had games where I've seen scratch marks like up in trees, and wondered how the heck the survivors gotten up there,
In
like up
trees.
walls. Yeah, sometimes I don't know. It just seems to go a little bit awry. The scratch marks kind of end up everywhere. But yeah, it can really, really throw you as a killer if people are using diversion. And it's very, very funny if you are the one using diversion and you can watch the killer, like while hiding in a bush. You throw your diversion, then you sort of just wait and watch the killer kind of go into lockers and things. It can be very funny. Um,
I think I remember you using it once when we were on that school map,
mhm,
where the doors are opposite of each other between
mhm,
that court thingy. And you used it being in that reception room there is, and made the killer run around to the other door,
mhm.
and then you got out.
Yeah,
So yeah,
yeah.
it can be amazing, but
It can be, yeah, really, really good
mm,
because, yeah, they are always going to invest, especially if there's only one person left or a couple of people. They're always going to investigate a sound because they know that there's somebody there or at least
yeah.
close to there. Um, So yeah, it's not used that often, so it actually throws you when it is used. A few builds with Adam that you might want to try. If you want to be self-sufficient and solo, perhaps you could try Deliverance, Off the Record, Decisive Strike, and maybe Dead Hard. Deliverance, handling your first hook, Off the Record, giving you Endurance immediately afterwards. Decisive Strike, if the killer decides to go for the tunnel. And an exhaustion perk like Dead Hard, or maybe Sprint Burst to close out that chase. You don't need to rely on anyone else, and sometimes that is exactly what you need. Or perhaps you want to try an altruistic healer, autodidact, solidarity, botany knowledge, and something like We're Gonna Live Forever. Fully commit to team healing, botany giving you base healing speed, solidarity healing you while healing others, autodidact giving you those huge bursts of progress, and We're Gonna Live Forever giving you tokens for endurance bonuses.
Can I ask a question? If you use botany, what is it called?
Botany knowledge.
Botany. I feel like then you're definitely not getting in skill checks
I think you
while
do.
healing.
I think you still get the skill checks.
I used it for a long time in the
It
start.
does it does speed it up, but it does you
Yeah.
still get the skill checks. And I think if you're going for fast, super altruistic healing, it doesn't matter how you get somebody to 100%, whether it's through botany knowledge or through
Mm,
autodidact, you're just wanting to get them to 100%.
yeah. I just feel like you
Um,
get less by using that perk.
Absolutely, but you might still get a couple of autodidact stacks, and it could still save
Yeah, I
that
guess
heal.
so.
Maybe you want to try Adam's build the Trickster. Diversion, quick and quiet, dance with me, and urban evasion. Stay super close to the killer, and then get diversion, and then misdirect, and then silently vanish. Sounds pretty trickstery to me. Use diversion to give them a noise, and then use quick and quiet and dance with me to jump away and get rid of the scratch marks on the vault. Urban evasion will keep all your movement quiet. Against the right killer, this build will make you extraordinarily difficult to find. But if they are running any kind of aura reading, you are screwed. And lastly, perhaps you want to just go the full Adam. I tried this before we streamed Autodidact Deliverance Diversion, and it's not optimal, but it's quite synergetic, I think. I would probably add Off the Record to it to add to that Deliverance. Deliverance to get you off the hook, Off the Record to give you a little window. Autodidact giving the heals, and the Diversion to give you time to reposition. It is fun, and it is how Adam is meant to be played. In terms of beginner-friendly characters, Adam is partially beginner-friendly. Deliverance is pretty straightforward. Unhook someone, activate it, and use it. Autodidact and Diversion, however, require a bit more game knowledge to use effectively. Autodidact in particular can feel inconsistent and frustrating if you don't understand how to build towards it. Deliverance is broadly useful across all playstyles. Autodidact is specifically for altruistic builds, and Diversion is the most niche. Useful, but conditional. Adam is not a sweaty character. Adam is a play the game well, and the perks will reward you, Kick Survivor, rather than meta. Adam is genuinely one of the most underrated survivors in the roster. Deliverance is quietly excellent and holds up. Autodidact has a dedicated fan base for a reason, and Diversion is creative and flavorful. Have you got your Adam adept yet, Lemon? Have you played as Adam?
No, I have not.
Oh, you should.
I feel
You
like
should get your adept.
this part of the podcast is like my walk of shame.
No, no, no. It's not. I think you should get this one adept. This is out of all of the survivors, this is one of the more fun. I think they are 3 fun, interesting perks
Mm,
that you can kind of play with. So yeah, I would recommend trying this one adept because they are 3 fun perks.
I should.
Mm. And diversion is just a laugh. Throwing that pebble around, it's so much fun. So yeah, try it out. Throw your pebbles, make lots of noise, do lots of heals. Every week, we like to pick a creator from the world of Dead by Daylight, whether that be a streamer or a artist or some other type of creator. And this week we have chosen a streamer. It is Mabel TV. Are you aware of Mabel, Lemon?
Yes, I do follow Mabel, and I do enjoy her streams.
Yeah. Mabel is a very good Dead by Daylight streamer. She streams most days. I tend to see Mabel around most days.
Mm,
And is a survivor main first and foremost. I don't think she has a main character, Mabel.
I don't think so.
I see her playing Kate quite a bit, but I don't think she particularly has a main. And she's also a DJ alongside her Dead by Daylight love. Yeah, a very good streamer is Mabel.
Yeah.
It is spelled MableTV, all one word. You can find them on Twitch, but we will also post the link in the show notes. If anybody wants to go check out Mabel, I would highly recommend them. Lemon, who is next week's character?
Next week, we are going to talk about the Legion.
Um,
What is that noise?
that is a noise of when next week we're going to talk about the Legion. Here's the thing about Legion.
Mm.
I really don't like playing against Legion,
Oh, me neither.
but I really like their lore.
Oh,
I'm
I
intrigued by Legion's lore and what you cover next week.
I know you have the comic
I
of the
do have the comic
Legion,
book of the Legion,
and
yes.
I actually do not know very much about Legion.
Well, if I was to say to you, do you remember that rumor that I mentioned earlier in the podcast?
Yeah?
Well, perhaps one of the Legion are featured.
Oh,
So that will be interesting to hear
I
next week.
feel like the only thing I remember about Legion is one of them is called Susie.
One of them
Am I
is
right?
called Susie,
Oh,
yeah.
I got that right?
One of
Okay,
them's called Frank,
didn't know that.
yeah. One of them's called Joey,
Didn't know that.
and one of them's called Julie.
Didn't know that. I knew Susie, and I don't know why.
But yes, very interesting. I'm also interested to not tell you so much about their perks, but their add-ons are interesting.
Oh,
A lot of interesting stuff next week. Again, not a character I particularly like playing against, but they have some interesting pieces about them. Thank you for listening to this week's podcast, and thank you for continuing to listen to all of our podcasts. We see Those numbers continue to go up, and we love it. We love the comments, so keep those coming. If you need to find us for any particular reason, we have a website, beyondcampfire.com, and that will give you links to any social medias we have, any ways you can follow us. And please, if you're not already following us on your podcast platform of choice, please hit that follow button now. Please go on. Go on. I'll leave a couple of seconds quiet here so you can do it.
It makes
Thank
us
you.
so happy.
It does make us happy. Lemon, do you have a question for the listeners this week?
Yes. So, since the last two episodes have been in Japan, I was wondering, has anybody of our listeners been to Japan, or is that a place you want to go? I do
In
know we have some listeners in Japan, so
Yeah, we do know that. We do know that. Um, great question. Great question.
do you have a question?
I do have a question. My question is all about diversion. Um, so Adam has the little pebble that he likes to throw and divert. There's also a perk that we haven't discussed yet called red herring, which also creates a bit of a diversion for the killer. I would like to know if anybody has any good ideas on perks that survivors could have that would create even more diversions. I want your
Ooh,
perk ideas. Hmm?
that. Oh, I'm excited to hear some good
I think
builds.
I think we have some creative listeners out there.
Oh,
I think people
surely we
will,
do.
yeah, will have some good diversions.
There will be some creative minds out there.
And while the listeners throw their pebbles out of the windows to attract the attention of their neighbors, remember, play safe out there and don't get